you're in play, bro.
I'm in play. I'm deeply
you're
in play. Don't you fucking forget it, Fax.
Let's go. Butter for everybody.
Free butter. What is up? Welcome back to Fax The King. I am Bo Allen, but all my friends call me the Butter King. Played for 7 years in the NFL. Proud Wisconsin Badger alumni.
And I am Nate Collins, a.k.a. Dr. Fax. I played 4 years in the NFL, did a couple of years up in Canada, and I am out of Charlottesville, Virginia with the University of Virginia Cavaliers.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Bo, I wish I could say wahoo wah with pride. I'm jumping right into my Torque Talk. My Torque Talk is going to be this week, being at the Commonwealth Clash. For everyone listening, that is the Virginia versus Virginia Tech game, which happened to be in Charlottesville this year, which is always Thanksgiving weekend. And unfortunately for us Virginia Cavaliers fans, this is something that we have to go through very often, and that is losing to Virginia Tech. And this year was no different. It was only different in the sense that they absolutely kicked our ass, Bo. Like, when I tell you they kicked our ass, they kicked our ass. But the couple of bright spots of the game, I was lucky enough to go to the game, and I got to sit in the box with Chris. You know, everyone loves Chris here. He's absolutely the man.
He's the mayor of Charlottesville.
When it comes to Virginia football. But he was getting recognized for some community service, philanthropy stuff. But also, they were recognizing our UVA legends, Thomas Jones and Rondé Barber, at the game, and they happened to be in the box with us also. And that was super sick to get to meet them, and knowing of them because they went to Virginia, and then seeing them play in the NFL and seeing them do stuff after football. But I had a moment where we were down on the field at halftime, like before Chris is about to get recognized, and everyone's down there, Rondé Barber, Thomas Jones, a few other alumni, Ahmad Hawkins, and Thomas Jones hands his phone to someone and was just like, yo, we got to get like an alumni picture. And like when they got in the picture, I kind of got shooed out.
Oh, Fax.
It made me, I was like, dang, I understood, but overall it was an amazing time. And I had a great weekend. Other than losing, it's always a good time seeing old teammates and definitely old alum when it comes to Virginia, because we haven't been good that well, and usually that's the only time you get to see kind of like timeless alum like that, like for your program. And it was good that I got to be in the box for that. And shout out to Chris too for his award. He's always doing a bunch of philanthropy. You know that guy.
Oh yeah. Well, so it's safe to say that your beef of the week, Dr. Fax, is against Thomas Jones for excluding you from that alumni photo.
Yeah, man. I wanted to be in that. I like Thomas Jones. Like, I want a picture with Thomas Jones, Rondé Barber, and Chris Long. That's like let me get some love too online. Let me get like a good Instagram picture, bro. But maybe we'll get to run into each other again some other time.
Yeah, you got to exclude him from a pick next time you do. Make him feel real bad about himself. Do it real obviously, you know? Well, Fax, safe to say the Badgers rivalry game went a lot better. Wisconsin had a huge fucking win over Minnesota. The Axe is back where it belongs at Cam Brate Stadium. And I'm thrilled. And I was in Minneapolis for the game too. So my sister and her boyfriend, my cousin, a bunch of our friends, we all got together to watch the game.
Nice.
Like on the University of Minnesota campus at this ratty bar called Blarney. Like we were in the basement. We had the leather jackets on, like decked out in Wisconsin gear. Shit talking.
I wore my leather jacket this weekend too.
So it was fun. Like I haven't really ever experienced, like watching a game in a bar like that, especially a rivalry game. Like people were flipping me off. Like it was fun. So it was a cool atmosphere. It also was nice because like we were rushing the fuck out of the ball. Like I said, we won 28-14, but we had 267 rushing yards, which just feels like vintage Wisconsin football. And then shout out to Braylon Allen, probably the best player in University of Wisconsin history to ever have B. Allen on the back of his jersey. You know, not like this fucking scrub back here. But he had 165 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, and he's like a physical specimen, man. He like is yoked up. He's like 200.
You got to get one of his jerseys.
Dude, I know. He looks sick, too. And now you can actually buy jerseys, you know, with the name on the back. Because, like, you couldn't do that when you were in college.
NIL is so lit.
Maybe I got to give my guy Braylon Allen some jersey love. So, a little alumni rivalry recap there. Happy to say it went better for the Badgers than it did for the Cavaliers. But the only other, I mean, there were a lot of good games over the weekend, Facts. Like, pretty good rivalry weekend, but not super interested in talking about a ton of them. But we have to fucking talk about the catch, man. It is such a ridiculous play. And like, I feel like the Iron Bowl always ends in crazy fashion, man. What's up with that?
I don't know, man. The Iron Bowl, like, I don't think there's anything as good as this catch was, but the kick 6, I don't think there's anything that's ever going to beat that. Unless another variation of that happens. I just don't like mentally. I can't see anything more perfect. I think it was more just the like how it happened, the timing, the implications, everything. Like there's nothing that'll top it. But this pass is unreal. And then just looking at it, it was 4th and goal, but the end goal was 31 yards.
4th and 31. 4th and goal from the 31-yard line. Like, what the fuck?
That's like a video game. That's like a video game like situation. But yo, amazing throw, crazy pass, but it's just funny to think and seeing and thinking back, like when you're young at that age and how excited you get for situations and being in that situation. And after Milroe throwing that touchdown, him screaming, like, give me the Heisman.
Give me the Heisman. Dude, this is a player that was like notoriously benched like 4 or 5 weeks ago. Give me the Heisman. Fuck it, dude. It's your moment. Enjoy it.
To his defense, the reason why this is so interesting, to his defense, I'm still so like intrigued on the mutiny of the locker room to get him back starting. So like, I do respect the fact that I've never heard that before. Being on a college team, you know, Bo, there's always sometimes decisions that the head coaches make. And like you as players, y'all might talk about, be like, yo, they're sitting him,
like he makes
whatever like that. But you're never,
you're looking around,
bro, you're never, you're never all getting together and be like, yo, we're going in there and saying if he doesn't start, we're out of here, or whatever was said, and it actually worked. I think like that is amazing in itself, but I'm happy for this kid. This is an amazing story, like any way you want to put it. Yeah. And what a way for Alabama to finish out, like, because that game definitely could have went a different way for them, and we probably would not be talking about him now if that catch didn't happen.
Strong way to finish out the regular season for Alabama. But then, dude, the great thing too is like all the reaction videos, because it's 4th and goal, like the game is on the line, and everyone's we're in the little TikTok era, you know what I mean? So like everyone's filming themselves, and like I went down this little rabbit hole of all the live reactions at like parties and at the game, and people were just sobbing, like open mouth crying over this fucking play. It was fun, man. So
the one thing I can say about those videos that I like to see, and I don't know if it's true or not, it seems like female viewers for football are up. To see people crying about a game, I like that. I like that.
It's Taylor Swift trickle-down economics, man.
Hey,
football's never been hotter in the women 18 to 35 category.
Like, yo, I got to go to a football game now, because now they're just scared. That's actually good for football players. Yeah. Probably getting a lot more girls that want to be like Taylor Swift and have the big white football player, yo. Bo, you're in play, bro.
I'm in play. I'm deeply in play. Don't you fucking forget it, Fax.
Let's go. Butter for everybody.
Free butter. All right, Fax is on one. Let's move on. Fast Fax. Nate, lead us through a little segment on viral quick hitters. Take a deep breath. You ready, man? I feel like you're fucking juiced up and ready to go.
No, I'm juiced. I don't want to shout anyone out, but if they want to give us a deal, a fucking Celsius, and it got me hyped. Okay. I'm ready. I'm feeling great. My heart is pumping, but let's get into this fast fact this week, yo. Arguably, the next best Manning, Arch Manley, finally got to take the field with the new redshirt rules and regulations. Freshmen are allowed to play up to 3 games, and Archer Manning, he finally got his debut in a blowout, and he went 2 for 5 for 30 yards. How do you feel about them letting him giving the crowd kind of what they want?
Give the people what they want. Facts. Honestly, I didn't even realize that this rule was in effect, so I was like, holy fuck, they burned his red shirt. So you boys got to do some more studying on the fine print of the red shirt rules. But happy to see Arch Manning out there.
Next up, the celebration to end all celebrations. Southern U running back had a celebration combination that was absolutely crazy, where he first hits an aggressive dinger. There's no way you didn't think that this was a home run out of the park, But then he kicks the door down, and after he kicks the door down, he airs the room out with a machine gun. I don't know what kind of pregame drink he took. Maybe it was a Celsius. Yeah, maybe it was a Celsius, because that was phenomenal. Like, and it's just, again, we're bringing this up. The emotions you have when you're a teenager or you're in your young 20s and you score a touchdown or you do something electric like this, God knows what's going through your head at the time. But just watching this celebration video, it honestly, it's going. I have like a tagged folder like on my Instagram, the things that make me happy and like laugh. This is going in there because it's just pure comedy and excitement.
Hey, he couldn't decide on one celebration. He's like, fuck it, I'm doing them all. I love it.
Yo, all of them he's ever practiced, he threw it in there. I'm absolutely happy for that kid. Next up, it's not so happy. I hate stuff like this because it's gross, and you guys know me. I don't like fucking germs. It's flu season. Keep your spit to your fucking self. Florida player gets seen spitting on FSU player. Have you ever been spat on, Bo, in a game?
I have, yeah.
What?
I said,
what did you do?
I said,
what
spit
did you
on
do?
me harder, daddy.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, Paul, wait. Yo, wait.
You should have seen your fucking face, Fax.
Yo, wait. No. But yo, oh my God. So what did you do to get spit on in a game? I feel like I don't know what someone could do to me in the game that will warrant me wanting to spit on them. Like, that's like, I don't know.
I was just
like, you
playing hard as fuck, and we were at the bottom of a pile, and dude was drooling on me. It was not fun, man.
Like, oh, like he was he like purposely
spit on me,
spitting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, whatever.
Did you get him back? Did you did you?
What do you even do? I was just like, dude, that's fucking nasty.
Gut punch.
Man. Move it. Yeah, just right in the fucking kidney. Nah, I was just like, you can't say shit to him, man. It's like, all right, see you next play, bro. See you next rep. Like, I'd bull rush him straight to his fucking face. Like, what do you can't do anything, man. Spit on somebody is weak.
That is gross.
Fax is all fucked up now. Discombobulated.
Yeah.
I made that one
I've
comment
gotta
that
get
just
back.
threw you out of your rhythm. You need to chug another Celsius, my guy.
Yo, here we go. Davidson, football player, makes a fake NFL draft letter. Have you seen this letter, Bo?
Yes, it's amazing. You want me let me just read this out. It's fucking phenomenal. First of all, this guy has an incredible name. His name is Barclay Briggs. So he tweeted it out. He goes, #respect my decision. This is what he says. To Wildcat Nation, over the last 4 years, I've had the incredible opportunity to serve diligently as a career backup offensive lineman here at Davidson College. While I only played during blowouts or when starters got injured, I refuse to let that stop me from being a scrappy, sneaky, athletic, fundamental, high IQ lunch pail guy. A.K.A. he's white.
Glue guy.
Yeah.
Sounds like a grill glue guy.
Great locker room guy. There are countless people who I have to thank for making my dream of playing Division I football a reality. But I especially want to express my gratitude to my family, my coaches, Oprah Winfrey, my teammates, Winston Churchill, my friends, and all those who have supported me throughout the journey. With that being said, I will be foregoing my remaining eligibility to enter my name into the 2024 NFL Draft. Many of you may ask yourselves, if he barely saw playing time at a non-scholarship FCS program, why does this guy think he has any chance in the NFL? This is an entirely reasonable reaction, and I don't blame any of you for thinking this. I'll provide roughly zero on-field value for any NFL franchise, but I'd probably be pretty fun to have around. Thank you, Davidson Football. It has been an honor, and I'll forever be a Wildcat. What a fucking guy, dude. Honestly, if I'm a NFL GM, I'm going to take a ringer on this dude just for rookie minicamp. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Bring
look.
him in.
Hey, maybe it's something that NFL like teams they buy into. Maybe you need a locker room guy like this that you know is never gonna play. Maybe he's at the end of the practice squad bench. But hey, if he can give a good look, hold a bag here and there, but if he could bring the spirits up in the locker room, hey, he might have unlocked something right here. One of these owners might read this and be like, you know what? I like that guy's attitude, but probably not.
Yeah, I like his chutzpah. At the very least, bring him in as like a PR or social media intern. You know what I mean? Because he might have a future there. That was a fucking phenomenal showing from him.
All right, next up, the sad swag surfing at Auburn, Alabama game. These Auburn fans are distraught after the Milrose 4th and goal from the 31-yard line touchdown to win the game. And these fans, they still, I respect it. They still, with the tradition of the stadium, to do the swag surf, you lock arms, and to see these fans crying and doing
They're
this.
just sobbing.
But again, that goes to my point. I said, I love it's something new. Like female fans, they bring something new to football, and I love to see it more. But crying and doing the swag surf is absolutely hilarious. Yo, next up, I couldn't wait to talk about this. Oklahoma tramples head coach on the run out of the tunnel. Bro.
Amazing.
How funny is this, bro?
I saw this clip. I didn't realize it was their fucking head coach, dude. He got absolutely Mufasa'd. He's down there getting trampled by the water buffalo.
But, dude, do you know how dangerous and scary this is? Yo, bro, this was literally in college. Whenever I would see that the pyrotech guys were getting set up, like for home games, we would have it once in a while, and then we have a real horse that comes out with the Cavalier on it. I would make sure that I'm in the front of the line for that reason right there. It's just that it's so that 1 second that you're blinded by that smoke, believe it or not, is very, very scary when you can't see what's going on. And then, that's your biggest fear. If something in front of me I can't see and I trip over, the people behind me are literally just going to run across my body because they can't see.
And they're wearing cleats, dude. They're wearing 7-stud cleats. You're just getting trampled as a coach. You don't have shoulder pads or anything on.
Nothing.
It's a
you
worst
have
case
no
scenario.
protection. Oh my God.
I want to know what was his body feeling like after that? Not good. Just trainer! Just straight onto the field. Trainer! Move it up 10 yards.
He probably felt like Jason Kelsey at the bottom of a tush push.
Seriously.
Next up, we have Ric Flair throwing shots at Paul Feinbaum. Tell me about this, Bo.
I fucking love this. Ric Flair from the top rope. He's still got it. He tweets at Feinbaum, "Hey, at Feinbaum, I spent more money on spilt liquor from one side of the world to another than you made last year. Stop kissing George's ass." Fucking amazing. Woo!
The crazy thing about that is he's probably not lying.
I know. Dude, Ric Flair could say anything and I would get hyped up, but I spent more money on spilt liquor
That's a crazy
across the globe. Not even just spilt liquor across the globe.
I'm global, baby.
I'm globe-trotting. God, that's fucking great. Dude, Ric Flair just gets me hyped.
Next up, we have a odd play. Will Benson, long snapper, recovers punt for a TD. We have this play that the ball looks like it just goes by the returner, but the returner is wearing a towel. The ball hits the towel, so the long snapper, like you should always do, pick up a loose ball if you think it's loose, and he runs it in for a touchdown. But the ruling, the ref says during the ruling, the ball hits the towel, which is considered part of the player. Did you know that rule, Bo?
I didn't, dude. I'm learning a lot of rules about college football today. I did not realize that. I mean, I knew like dreads and hair counts because, like, dude, I got my hair pulled all the time, and like I've tackled running backs by their dreads before. I did not realize that the towel was an extension of the body. Hey, you got to do what you got to do to get a guy like Marshawn.
You
Lynch
do,
down,
but you're a scumbag. You're a scumbag.
Fuck it.
Yo, okay. Next up, it's the season for talking shit, but one thing I can say, you can always talk shit when you back it up or after a big win. In this case, the Michigan running back, he talked shit about the Ohio State, mainly Maserati Marv, wearing Louis Vuitton cleats and Apple Watches during the game. How do you feel about that?
Dude, I don't understand why you'd ever want to wear an Apple Watch during a game. Like, first of all, it looks like an Apple Watch Ultra based on this video footage I'm seeing, which is incredible to me.
Yeah,
like,
it's way better. It's way better than my Apple
Bro,
Watch.
I would tape my wrist under, put my gloves on, and then strap them in with more tape. I mean, obviously, like, wide receivers in skill positions don't wear as much wrist tape. But, like, bro, that is definitely going to get fucking snagged on something. You know, like, remember in the NFL when, like, Aqib Talib, like, people were snatching chains a couple years ago?
Yep.
It's going to be snatching Apple Watches now. Like, that just seems bizarre to me.
Honestly, I would do that if they were trying to do that. But Blake Corum, the running back from Michigan, he says they're not tough. And he says that all these players, they portray that they're tough and they're wearing all this designer stuff. And the only thing that really matters at the end of the day is winning the game. And Michigan won, so you have the right to talk shit.
Also, Blake Corum he's tough, bro. He's the dude, remember with the photo?
Yes.
Zoomed in photo. He's got the stitches. He's got like the breathe right strip and then stitches, just blood pouring out of his face. That's a tough guy, bro. He ain't got no Apple Watch on. Come on now.
Next up, give it up to the band. I'm not going to lie. I thought only historically black colleges had really cool bands that do really cool stuff. But LSU marching band doing the Heisman pose and animations, I think that shit is amazing. Whoever thinks that up and like what type of practice that it probably takes for these students to do that on top of playing their instrument is absolutely kudos to them. Did you see this video?
Yeah, they deserve it, dude. Jaden Daniels deserves all the love he can get from everyone at LSU. This dude's a fucking stud, man. He has 3,812 passing yards, 40 passing touchdowns, just eclipsed 1,000 rushing yards, 10 rushing TDs. Like, he is fucking good, and he's firmly in the Heisman conversations along with Bo Nix. Only problem with that, Jaden Daniels and LSU, they're not going to be playing in the SEC championship this upcoming weekend. That'll be Alabama and Georgia. So, I mean, I really think that Jaden Daniels is a premier player. He's going to get drafted high and have a good NFL career.
40 touchdowns.
I know.
Yo, he has more touchdowns than some teams. I don't think Iowa's scored 40 touchdowns this season.
They probably haven't in the last 5 years, dude.
Yo, that's crazy, yo.
But unfortunately, LSU, like I was saying, not in the SEC championship, which is this weekend. Perfect segue into talking about some of the college football playoff predictions and projections. A lot of good games coming up this week, championship weekend. So we have Oregon playing Washington, UGA, and Alabama, which I mentioned for the SEC, Louisville and FSU for the ACC. Michigan and Iowa in the Big Ten. So there's going to be some very, very interesting college football playoff scenarios coming up. What are you most excited about seeing this weekend, Fax?
I'm excited for all these games that are coming up, but it sucks that Ohio State is not going to play because honestly, I feel like Ohio State should still be in the Final Four. I know they lost to Michigan, but what I realized these past 6 weeks, Michigan is a very good football team. I don't think any other team in college football right now can win 6 games in a row if they didn't have their head coach. I don't care if they didn't have the head coach on the sideline.
That's new, Fax. You've kind of been dogging Michigan. You've kind of been. I got to give you a little shit. You're like a fair weather fan here a little bit.
No, I'm not a fair weather fan. I still think Michigan, like their marketing department or whoever, I think they're all full of shit. Like they're trying to play. Like I just hate that they're trying to play the victim card. But I've always said, the players, they shouldn't be punished. And when you watch them play, like you said, they're running back, they're players in they're physical, big time position. Yeah. Yo, they're super physical.
I like their O-line,
and in college
D-line,
football,
front seven.
Exactly. Yeah. You know that in college football, like it's hard to stop a team that can just fucking pound the ball play after play after play and get 2 to 4 yards all the time. Like that shit is hard for college kids to overcome unless you have a squad where you're rotating D linemen and you could try to overcome that, which a lot of teams don't. So I haven't changed my take on the players. I still think the school is absolutely crazy. Did you see that stupid ass story about them they paid a fucking what is a spy plane to troll?
I love that. And all the theatrics, dude, especially during rivalry week. That's what makes rivalry week. You need to do funny shit like that. I respect that. I think that's great.
No,
come on.
No, that shit is dumb.
You're leaning into it.
How much do you have to? Bro, if you're an alumni, how much do you have to spend for that, bro? And then you have to literally make an article to explain it because no one knows about what's going on. We have flyovers over every single game. It's just stupid and petty. So like that's what makes me like change my mind about them and be like, I wish they would lose. But when you watch them play football, they're good.
Yeah.
And Ohio State is a very good football team. And the fact of the matter is, everyone's probably going to lose to Michigan, but Ohio State played them the best, and I don't think they should be fully penalized for that. If you want the best teams in the game, I know they have their metrics and their systems. Ohio State, I still think, even with how this whole weekend shakes out, if this team wins and this team loses, I still think they have the better squad and they have bigger names. Everyone would love to still see Maserati Marv play another game, and a lot of these kids on Ohio State also. But it's going to be tough to see what happens, like, honestly, this weekend.
I mean, unfortunately for you as an Ohio State fan, I don't think there's any chance that they get in. I mean, you're looking at some of these different scenarios, and it's like, what happens? Like, what happens, for example, let's say Bama beats Georgia in the SEC championship. Mm-hmm. What happens? Does Bama get in? I think probably not because they've lost to Texas, previously in fucking September 9th, they lost to Texas. That's when Jalen Milroe threw 2 picks and he got benched after that. So the committee can't necessarily put Alabama in, which means that there'd be no SEC team in the playoff, which seems fucking bizarre. Okay, so then do they put Texas in? Do they? I don't know. I guess this is a discussion that we can have. If Alabama beats Georgia, and since Texas has a head-to-head win over Alabama, does Texas make the college football playoff? I want to say no, but they might. I mean, honestly, I'm not really sure. The committee has a lot of decisions to make if that happens. It's kind of a chaos scenario for them. Like, what would you do in that situation, Fax?
I honestly don't know. Like, I would hate to be the committee like this year because there's no winning. I feel like other years there's a lot of things that can happen, but it's even now like all the scenarios that everyone's talking about. It's just funny because we're so sure, and I just was saying it. We think they're so good, but like, yo, what if Iowa beats Michigan?
Yeah.
Like what happened? Like what happens then? It's just that I think everyone still and that goes to my point. Everyone still is going to be like, yo, Michigan is in. They're a good, great football team. And that's how I feel about Ohio State. I'm sorry, FSU. Like, I know it's the ACC, and if you run the tables, but like I said, all this weekend is going to be about blowouts. All these teams have to be thinking not, we need to sneak by and win. We need to win by 21, 3 to 4 touchdowns.
Especially if you're like Oregon, who's like a little bit on the outside.
Like Oregon,
they have
run
a
it
Heisman
up.
contender. Run the fuck up.
Try to score 100 points. Yeah. Like, honestly, try to score 100 points.
Let's not forget that Oregon-Washington game previously in the season was a really, really good game. That was a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
Penix versus Bo Nix kind of came down to the wire a little bit. Remember, Oregon's head coach decided to go for it on 4th down 3 or 4 times.
If that same game happens like that, no matter who wins, I think everyone will still be leaning towards putting Washington in.
Yeah, and let me jump in here, Fax. So here's the committee's worst nightmare scenario situation. Michigan, Washington, Texas, FSU, and Bama all win, right? What happens then?
Yep.
Washington beats Oregon, Texas wins, FSU beats Louisville, and Bama beats Georgia. It's like, who do you put in? Because you have a bunch of these kind of one-loss teams that have kind of all beat up on each other just a little bit. And I think that's kind of going to be a really interesting scenario. I don't think that's going to happen, but it'd be fucking kind of fun if it did. Like, what do we do, It's
the race for 2 spots, basically, because no matter what, after this weekend, Georgia and Michigan, I think they've punched their ticket to show everyone we're the best teams. Regardless if we win or lose this weekend, we deserve to be in the Final Four, which I believe that's the 1 and 2 things that everyone is agreed on.
Yeah, and I mean, Georgia hasn't lost a game in feels like fucking forever. You know what I mean?
It is forever.
They're on the verge of being the only undefeated team for back-to-back seasons since Nebraska in 95-96.
Which is crazy,
Damn.
Which makes me feel like they're going to fucking lose, something crazy.
Well, you have a Bama team that's coming in white hot. I mean,
exactly.
Despite how they got held by Auburn, I mean, like we said, it's the Iron Bowl. That's always going to be a crazy game. You can't go around it. And there was, what everybody's been talking about now is that before you've seen a Nick Saban team that just is so much better and physically dominant and more skilled than every single opponent that they face. But now you have an Alabama team that is playing just magical football. Like, they're put into these adverse situations. They're getting the job done. And, like, despite the early season loss to Texas, like, this team, they've figured out their quarterback situation. They've got everything under wraps. Like, they could get in there and really, tear some shit up in the college football
and
playoffs.
Milroe's confidence is probably an all-time high after that 4th and 31. Give me the fucking Heisman, baby. It's rare when we get Foch to chime in. I love that.
Maybe our past guest, Garnett the Goldfish, has something up his sleeve because he better bring the luck this weekend because that's the X factor.
So with Jordan Travis out, you have Tate Roadmaker in, who started this past weekend. He had, a regular run-of-the-mill showing, a decent game.
You're
not writing home about it, but he got the job done. And there were other guys on Florida State's team that stepped up and got the job done for them. So there's a conversation that it's one of those things like, you're not supposed to base the decision around one player. You have to look at the entire season holistically. But can you justify putting in this FSU team with the depth of talent among other one-loss teams when they don't have their former Heisman candidate quarterback?
If Roadmaker can put up 60 to 70 points this weekend, you absolutely can. And I know that's a hard task to think about, but that is what is going to really put the pressure on the people making this choice. Because if not, I believe that they're getting looked over. It sucks to say that. The ACC isn't what it is. Clemson, they're not good this year. There's a lot of wins that, like, when you look at the ACC compared to these other conferences, it's just like, how many really good wins do you have even though you're undefeated? Which sucks to have your undefeated season be judged like that. But I would just say get ready to play on New Year's Day, honestly.
Bowl season coming up, Fax, and
it is.
We thought we'd do a fun little bit here on Fax and the King. We saw that Pop-Tarts is hosting a bowl game in Orlando, Florida this year. They've been bragging about the fact that they have an edible mascot, and we thought to ourselves, what other bowl games would we like to see? Maybe some products that you enjoy using, some stuff you love. So I'll start us off here. We got the Land O'Lakes Butter Bowl, played in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Land O'Lakes is a dairy company that's out of Minnesota. It's, I'm a butter boy. I'm a loyalist, especially Minnesota brand. So Land O'Lakes Butter Bowl. The winning team gets a dairy cow. So that's a fucking big,
shit.
Yeah, and you get to house it at your facility. And the MVP of the game is crowned the Butter King, of course. And then the trophy is just a giant golden dripping thing of butter. So that's all I got. The Butter Bowl. I got a couple other ones I'm excited to share with you. What's your bowl game that you want to see, your dream bowl game, Fax?
Yo, my first one, dream bowl games, it would be the Backwoods Bowl. And not the Backwoods you guys would think. It would be all outdoor stuff. So I would get, obviously, Chillin' Real to sponsor it. On top of maybe get Dick's Sporting's Goods or Field and Stream, some of those. And it would be revolved around having the kids their week of the bowl game, doing some outdoor stuff, maybe get them out there fishing, do some rock climbing, some hiking, mix it all in. Maybe even get Patagonia to throw in some stuff. Everyone loves Patagonia, right?
Yeah, Patagucci, baby.
So, the Backwoods Bowl, I think that is something I would be interested in trying to host or make happen.
Okay, here's another one that I got. I love candy. I'm addicted to candy. It's not a great thing, but it is what it is. But I've been a firm supporter of Trolley Bright Crawlers, Trolley Eggs, which is a sour gummy candy. So we have the Trolley Peachios Bowl. They might have a licensing problem with the Peach Bowls, but Trolley Peachio Bowls. And that's going to be an international bowl, Dr. Fax, at the headquarters of Trolley in Fürth, Germany, which is in Bavaria. Fun fact for you, fun international bowl. The mascot is going to be a giant edible gummy worm. We're seeing a lot of edible mascots lately. So
wait,
very on
a
par.
gummy? Oh, a gummy. I guess so. I thought you was going to do a layup and do it somewhere in Atlanta. Atlanta's the
no
right?
international
Georgia's
bowl,
peaches,
baby.
right? But it's peaches, the Peach Bowl.
The Peachios from Trolley are fucking good. It's called the Peachios Bowl based on their product, Trolley Peachios. So in order to avoid any sort of licensing problems, they have to take it international. So they got to go to their home court in Bavaria, Germany.
I'm not going to lie. I don't want to throw the alley-oop, and it's probably something that we might see in the future. But I would definitely like to see a YouTube Creators Bowl. Like you get all the obnoxious top YouTube influencers
Ninja,
to promote.
ninjas on the color commentary.
You get Ninja, you get Mr. Beast,
Yeah.
you get Amp, you get all these different speed,
Yeah.
like all of them
Sideline
to
reporter
promote
speed.
Yup, and maybe even get them like some guest celebrity power for like play calling, like just switch it up a little bit.
And we got to get some
I
Twitch
think-
e-girls in there too, just for the view, just for the views.
just all of it, or even like the best like video game or Madden players. You just give them a situation where that maybe like 1/4 of the game, it's all going to be fan and like influencer related, like all the plays that are called. I think that would be like that's the future, and that would be something that would probably work. And with the amount of money and the influencers, you can probably make a lot of money, like maybe more money than some of these other bowls if you do it the right way.
Yeah, maybe. I got one more. I think Fauché is going to like this. In fact, he is nominated as the commissioner for this bowl. This is the Zin Bowl, played in Zindianapolis, Indiana, featuring a halftime performance by Zinard Skinnerd. And the mascot is just some dude with a ratty mustache and a lax penny with a fucking bunch of Zins in. And he's the mascot. He's got like a trident or something weird, you know?
People not going to understand what the mascot. I feel like a Zin mascot would just be like a walking tea bag. Like people wouldn't know what it is. It just looks like
No, it's just a
like
frat
like half
superstar. Just a
teapot.
dude, ratty mustache, lax penny, flat bill, maybe a mullet. You know what I'm talking about, Foch. Those are your entire frat superstar gang right there. Those are your best friends, buddy.
You guys are gross, yo. I would not be attending that bowl game. You know how many people would be upset about that bowl?
Free
How many-
Zins upon entry. You go through the metal detector and then you stick your upper lip out and the security guy just throws a bunch of Zin in for you.
I imagine soccer moms just protesting outside of this
Yeah.
outside of this bowl game, yo.
All right, I love those bowl games, Facts. Maybe we can end up calling some of these in the future here, but a lot of college football has been discussed today. Let's bring on Cam Brate to see what he thinks for gambling over championship weekend. Welcome on, Cam. So, Cam, pretty solid showing for you. 3-2 last week. We're getting somewhere.
You know, the more data we enter into the computers, and we got the algorithm working a lot better now, and we'll take 3-2.
Long past of the days of 1-4 and 2-3. We're really getting somewhere with this new updated algo.
You're about to run out of games to pick from. Your slate is about to get smaller and smaller to choose
Well,
from.
good thing I
wonder-
compiled so much data. Especially the system learns more from a loss. You always say you learn more from a loss than a win. So
Okay.
system's been able to learn a lot this year, and we're primed for maybe not this week. I don't know, but bowl season's going to be crazy.
Cam, did you hear about the Zin Bowl held in Zindianapolis, Indiana?
Who's playing?
That's a good question. To be determined.
Okay.
Harvard versus Virginia. Fucking
might win, man.
humble your asses. Humble your asses
You
real
guys suck.
quick.
We could hang with y'all.
Okay.
Hell no.
Without further ado, please rattle us off your picks for championship weekend. What do you got for us?
Championship weekend. All right, boys, here we go. We're going Oregon, Washington under 66.5.
Oh my god.
Okay. I like that.
Oh, what, dude? I just did one thing. This is what the computer says, Fax.
Yikes. Go ahead, man.
All right. We got Alabama plus 6.5 versus Georgia.
I like that. Coming off of a big win in the Iron Bowl, riding high. Give me that Heisman.
Oh, yeah. SMU, Tulane over 48.5.
Okay.
Michigan, Iowa over 33.5.
Wow.
And FSU -2 versus Louisville.
You've lost every single time you try to bet Iowa over.
Have you ever heard the expression "I'm due"?
No, that's your drug, bro. Like
I'm
that,
fucking due.
every
I'm
time I
due.
hear you say that over and it's Iowa involved, I just wonder. Like when you
I
look
actually
at
had-
it,
you're right,
you're just
dude.
like,
I
oh,
have
this
it.
is the
I have
week.
it.
This is the week.
This is the week, though. This is the week.
Iowa's just relieved to be playing in a dome, man. That's all their offense needs. It's going to sort out all their offensive problems. They just had to get inside.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
they're pretty high powered. No, I actually watched the whole last game they had against Nebraska. They suck, man. Oh, dude, they suck. They're so bad.
Bro, you hate yourself? Why are you watching Iowa Nebraska games?
I was curious as how Iowa's quarterback's completion percentage was 40 every game, and I figured out why.
Why
They
they
can't
don't
throw,
throw the
they
ball.
can't catch. No, it's a bad combination. They suck.
Got it.
But anyway, yeah, they're gonna lose, but they might score 7 points. Or Michigan's going to score like 40 on them. So maybe. That's what the computers say, Fax. That's what the computers say.
I believe you. I believe it. I believe it, man.
Dude, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, boys, I can't talk about any more college football. I'm going to blow my fucking brains out. We get one opportunity to talk about the NFL. That's why we bring former NFL stud Cam Brate, also an expert gambler. That's why we bring him on the pod. So let's do some NFL one-hitters. We're not allowed to talk about too much NFL, but we can just do a little one-hitter. So I'll start us off. My NFL one-hitter, I got to give a shout-out to Jake Elliott. Made a 59-yard field goal in absolute brutal conditions. It's like, I don't think the cameras, around the NFL stadiums these days are like so HD that I don't think they did justice to how much it was fucking pouring that game. Pouring rain, conditions, game on the line, a 59-yarder, and Jake, ice in his veins, gets up there and just fucking boots it right through, and then the Birds end up winning in overtime. It was such, dude, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I fucking hate kickers. I've never really liked kickers. Dude. Don't really respect them.
No respect.
Not really part of the team.
But
I fucking love Jake Elliott. Bro, I went out of my way to go to his wedding a couple years ago. I fucking love Jake Elliott. His son's name is Bo. So, Jake, you're the fucking man.
Even with you telling this story, I'm like, in my back of my head, I'm like, yo, you're giving this guy a data boy for doing his job?
Bro, 59-yarder.
Kick was sick. That was like one of the best kicks ever.
Seriously.
That was sick.
That's got to be up there. Justin Tucker's 62-yard field goal or whatever. Dude, that's up there, man. 59 yards in the, pouring rain, and it was windy as fuck. And, dude, that thing was probably good from, 63. It was a great kick, man. I'm pumped about it. Jake's the fucking man, dude.
I'm just hating a little bit. That was a crazy kick. I can't lie.
Ice in his veins.
Yeah.
Love it.
Especially when kickers are missing fucking field goals left and right, extra points, all that shit.
Last night, the Monday night game.
Yeah.
Cairo missed one from 40 or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, he went 4 of 5, hit the game winner. Give him some respect, dude.
Hey, you're not up yet with the one hitter, all right?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. My one hitter this week. And this is multiple weeks for this guy, but it has to go to Jameis Winston.
Frank, dude. That was
Move,
bro, it's just a Jameis Winston update. This is
seriously.
Yo, Jameis Winston rapping "Move, bitch" in Derek Carr's face. But on top of that, Ludacris hanging from the rafters and rapping.
Awesome.
For a live appearance, "Move, bitch" is it's the video I didn't know that I had to see, but that matched up with Jameis rapping along, and then in Derek Carr's face.
After Derek Carr threw a back-breaking pick six and lost a fumble in the game, Derek Carr is definitely sitting there so pissed off. They're down by a touchdown to the Falcons, and Jameis is just
If you watch the video closely, too, it's just the words. The part of the song that Jameis is singing to Derek Carr is just so funny. It's just so funny. It's a perfect video, and it's just Jameis just never fails. He never fails. He needs a reality show because
Seriously.
I would watch anything like he does. He's almost like Marshawn Lynch to me. He's another Marshawn. He can make anything interesting, and that's my one hitter this week. Going to famous Jameis.
Great one hitter. It was going to be my one hitter, so I'm going to have to pivot here.
Okay.
Think on the fly a little bit. I'm going to give a shout out to the Bears winning the game last night. No touchdowns. Average distance of completion was negative yards from Justin Fields. Just a hilariously bad Monday Night Football game, but boys, we're winding down the football schedule, so there's no bad football. So it was still a great game.
I mean, it was a nice 2-minute drive at the end.
Dude, he ripped that last throw. Yeah.
It was the longest play of the game, and you're just okay.
Dude, they were getting the worst looks to throw bubbles. One receiver to block 2 guys. They had already thrown 20, and they were throwing bubbles. The receiver, they were losing 5 yards. It was just what are they doing? But yeah, it was great, man. Great football.
We'll see you next week, Cam. Appreciate you.
All right, yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Cam, for coming on again, and appreciate everyone for tuning in again for another amazing episode of Fax the King. And at the end of the day, if you want to hop in a picture with a UVA legend, just do it. I'm having regrets that I didn't do it, but next time I'll get that picture with Rondé Barber and Thomas Jones, one way or another. But check us out on all social media platforms, Fax the King. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.